Into the backdrop, Adriano, what a heat, a lot of emotion for you at the end. Taj, last year, you beat Taj in the final here. Then Taj beat you earlier this year in Snapper. So you gotta like this win.
Yeah, for sure. I just love competing against Taj. He's one of the best in the world, you know, and both have amazing heat and snappers, and the waves are kind of better than this. So he just choose best waves, and he got that heat, and then right now, this is my home break. You know, everyone like supporting me over here, so I'm really glad to make this heat and be in the quarter with Alejo. So both will be defending the country, you know, and hopefully, if I get this event, I'm gonna choose for Alejo. You know, he's one of the best guys for sure from my country. So I really know him a lot. So for sure, the beach is gonna be exciting for tomorrow.
Yeah, the beach was packed for your heat. You know, that was a tricky heat for you, though. You were, you know, you never really had a solid second score, maybe just until the end. So you were a little exposed there.
Of course, I had a round 4 against Josh. I got 10 and I still lose. But yeah, right now against Taj, I just put everything in my strategy out there, and then the waves coming my way. So I'm really glad, you know, I got 2 high 6 and then make it through this heat. And tomorrow will be definitely a different type of conditions. So I will prepare myself, and then hopefully I knew the road to the final. So I made it last year. So I hopefully. You know, I'm making the final again and then try to put my flag to the top.
Well, congratulations to you. Before we let you go ahead and say, give love to your friends and family in Portuguese as well.
Obrigado a todos que estão acompanhando. Estou incrivelmente feliz pela essa vitória contra o Taj. Ele acabou me vencendo lá na Gold Coast, estava entalado essa derrota. E quando eu enfrentei ele aqui no Brasil, tentei colocar tudo o meu melhor. E graças a Deus não ganharam o meu caminho, estou nas quartas de finais. Agora eu vou enfrentar o Josh, que é um atleta de altíssimo nível. A gente fez uma bateria incrível no round 4, acabei perdendo com 10. Ele fez um 9 e um 8, então me jogando para o round 5, acabei vencendo o Taj, então vai ser eu e ele amanhã. Espero que eu e o Alejo possa estar num dia inspirado para a gente fazer uma final junto aqui no Brasil.
Obrigado.
Valeu.
All right, guys. Well, listen. I think, Joe, you're still on the set. We'll have an exciting quarterfinal number 4 tomorrow and that rematch against Adriano and Josh Kerr. Take us through the highlights of the day, my brother.
With Adriano progressing through to the quarterfinals.
Taking this look at this one, the deep motion there for Adriano De Souza came flying out of the 2, big arc there. He's able to get in the 6 range on that last 2, Brian. He had a couple efforts without priority while Taj was being selective out the back.
Yeah, and he backed it up with this rod, Joe.
Nice snap off the top for Adriano, off the bottom. Big wrapping turn, throwing his power. Even controlled it through the flat section here. Started whipping this board around in the inside section. Big blast there for Adriano De Souza. Secured the victory and got his spot into the quarterfinals. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll have the full highlights of today's competition.
4.57 for Alejo on this wave. Really nice cutback, draws it out. I love the rebound. The majority of the points on that ride coming from the cutback.
So Alejo went on into round 4 to surf with Mick and Joel later. We saw Joel Parkinson take on Pedersen here, Ron.
Yeah, took on Pedersen Crisanto, and it's just too classy in the barrel to spot a late charge from Pedersen. But have a look at the flow from Joel here on this ride.
Big flow, came to the inside, big punch off the lip, got to this inside section and cracked it one more time. He's looking so solid there and easily went on to victory over Pedersen. Pedersen had a big air though, but he was able to hold him off.
Taj Barrow, who we saw just eliminated in the 5th round, was strong this morning when we saw him in round 3.
Pat Kadauskas then ended up getting the best wave of the heat, but how fun does this look? Taj Burrow was just finding so many fun tubes. That little chop pop motion just showing Taj is having a free serve, having a blast, moved on to the next one.
Then into Heat 8, John Florence has established himself as one of the major threats here for the title in Brazil.
Went down on that big punt, Ron, but ended up, look at this, taking up under the barrel. He got an 8.90 for that effort. Got a big wrap on the inside. He really needed this wave to come through to take out Miguel Pupo.
Yeah, it's the variation in John surfing that the judges are loving at the moment, and he is going to be very hard to stop.
Moving into heat number 9, we had a heat with Julian Wilson and CJ Hobgood. Julian pulling into this one on his back end. able to find an exit, put up a huge score.
He did, right up there in the excellent range. Julian Wilson went on to get the job done over the 2001 World Champ CJ Holbrook.
6.83 for this punt off the top, stomps it backwards. How's that control on the open face? Getting a barrel and an air, probably two of Julian's favorite things. He easily went on to heat number 3 around 4.
In heat number 10, we saw Josh Kerr take on Adam Melling, and it was Kersey who got the job done. Had a great result here last year and looking to build.
As he went down the bank, he sat on the bank right in front of the judging tower. He's like, hey, I think they set that tower up for a reason. I'm going to take a look at that, right? And it really ended up paying off for him here, Ron.
Paid off for him big time. In the next heat of the 3rd round, we saw Jeremy Flores, the 2010 pipe master, get himself into the barrel and find the exits.
Oh, a solid move there. Jeremy was saying, I just followed Ace Bucket around because he's so smart. He knows where to sit, and it ended up working out in Jeremy's favor here. Closing out that one, he didn't actually land that move, but it was enough to take out Ace Bucket.
In the last heat of the 3rd round, Adriano De Souza looked incredibly solid on his backhand, surfing way down the southern end of the bank. He was able to find sections like that and take them apart.
These lefts were so rare. We hadn't seen anything like it. Adriano found some similar lefts like he had last year in the final. Big 7-1-7 here, easily taking the win over Travis Logie in that last heat of round 3.
Yeah, Adriano's looking strong, isn't he? After a fantastic 3rd round, we did move on into round 4 action, and the first heat was a showstopper. Tiago Perez, Michelle Perez, and Jordy Smith doing battle.
And it was Tiago Perez getting a 9.07 for packing the tube there, cleanly closing it out on the inside section, and his roll kept picking up Ron in this heat.
His equipment's looking really good, Tiago Perez, and just fighting his way into a solid backup score there with 2 decent maneuvers.
He ended up sending Michelle and Jordy to round 5. This was Alejo Moniz looking weightless on that first connection. Nice hack on the inside section. He was successful in sending Mick and Joel Parkinson into round 5.
Yeah, that's right. A really close heat between Mick and Alejo in particular. Alejo getting the job done. Mick there to congratulate him. Alejo moved directly through to quarterfinal action. He was extremely popular when he hit the beach.
And then maybe the heat of the entire event. Julian Wilson, 270 on that coil up to start. Big snap, and then the backside 360 to finish. He said he hadn't had a left like that in his career on the World Tour. Got one there, but this one did it for John John. Turning the heat right at the end. A big 9.63 when he needed it, and got this one on the buzzer.
Yeah, 8-1-0 got John John the win over Julian Wilson in what was a really exciting heat to watch. And John John, he moved directly through to quarterfinal number 3.
And then we moved on to heat number 4, an 8-1-7 start for Josh Kerr. He's still loving that right bank way down the beach run.
He loves Brazil, Josh Kerr, and he built some serious momentum. But have a look at this 10-point ride from Adriano De Souza.
Coming out with the spit, you saw the spit first, then you see him fly out. Next thing you know, he's like, wait a second, I've got more wave to ride here. Still finds his form with a nice off the top, finishing move down the beach, our only perfect 10 of the event, but he still was sent to the next round because Josh Kerr packed that dream wave.
Oh, I love that barrel from Josh Kerr, so deep, and I actually thought that one might be a 10 also. He was just so far behind the opening, and he found his way out.
Got into round 5, Jordy Smith versus Joel Parkinson, another dream matchup there. Parko just jumped out of there in front of the camera, got a 9.33 to start this one off.
And then backed it up with a really solid tube ride, got spat out, a 9.07 to back up at 9.33.
Getting into 18-point totals, Jordy Smith leaving the water frustrated, Parkinson into the quarterfinals after that matchup. Then we saw Mick and Michelle matched up. They had a restart on this one. Things started changing out there.
A really slow heat. Mick was the one that changed his game plan soon enough to get the win. He posted 2 decent scores and left Michelle wanting at the end of this clash.
So Mick Fanning joins Alejo Moniz in quarterfinal number 2 as he keeps his roll alive. Then we got into a good matchup, Julian Wilson taking on Jeremy Flores.
Yeah, this was a good heat. Julian sitting way down the southern end of the bank. Jeremy went down to the northern end of the contest setup. And Jules, he was very lucky to get through this one.
Ended up getting a 4.93, and that's all he needed to do for a backup in the heat against Jeremy. He has the dream matchup now with John Florence in quarterfinal number 3. Then the heat we were waiting for, Adriano De Souza, Taj Bro entered the lineup.
Yeah, that's right. Adriano got busy early. Got this wave, a 6-point 4-0. Nice big cutback there from the Brazilian.
As he kept just battling without priority towards the tail end, Taj Burrow was being selective out the back, and next thing you know, Adriano got a 6.33 with maneuvers on the open face here.
Yeah, TB just a little wave start, and Adriano made the most of those insiders. And didn't Adriano do a good job, and he was over the moon to be progressing through in his home country.
Oh, saying he loves surfing against Taj, brings up his best surfing as it did again. He's still successful in trying to defend his title here in Brazil, now letting the fans hear it. He knows he's on his home turf, and he's